Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. But also, we have started in Mercury retrograde again. So, what is Mercury retrograde? Just to have a discussion. Like they say, what can go wrong tends to go wrong. Some of the issues you have here are miscommunication. Some signs tend to be affected more than others. They tend to get a little bit more emotional. So it's a time that you need to do everything slowly. Okay, you need to stop and think for everything. You will see things with emails that may not go through, or emails or text messages that do not go through, or an error in text messages being sent to the wrong person. So you need to stop and think twice and double check everything before you hit that send button. Mercury is one that supposedly rules over communication, so all things tend to go a little bit haywire, but things also tend to go backwards. Mercury was known as a very playful prankster in a sense, in some myths and some legends, I guess you want to say. So there's several things you don't want to do. You want to not go and compulsively spend. Okay, you need to take a look at your finances. This is a time, Mercury retrograde is better a time to slow down and reflect and think things through. Okay. Investing right now is not a time really to go into doing that, because you're not going to have the clear picture. Okay. With this type of retrograde, things are not always clear. So slow down on spending money. Okay. Think twice about it. Don't go and do it from the beginning. There's some things you need to let go, things in the past that have been bothering you. It could also be with people. Get in touch with people in the past, old friends that you haven't talked about to, things that you have to do. Now, granted, if there's some, previous toxic relationships, there's no reason for you to do that. So don't, confuse the two. Sometimes don't try to be careful with what you sign. Any agreements, any type of things like that. Give yourself lots of time to get anywhere, because believe me, this is a time where there's car issues, traffic issues. Well, traffic is a normal thing, but more things happen out of the ordinary than they would. So try not to be rushed. Try to give yourself extra time. Again, you're going to have to take things calmly and things slowly, okay? Follow your gut instinct, okay? It's very important that you follow it. If something feels wrong, then you need to follow that, okay? Several signs are going to be a little more emotional. There's going to be some depression, so you need to stop and think. In any conversation you have at work if you're in a relationship, you need to let them speak first. Clarify what they're telling you, and in other words, rephrase it to them so that you're understanding, because this is how a lot of arguments happen with couples or friendships or at work, because miscommunication is key. People are perceiving things because they're a little bit more sensitive, or because the same thing, it's affecting their comprehension. So you need to kind of slow down, capture, restate what they've said so that everyone's in agreement. So for relationships, sometimes that happens during this time frame, a lot of arguments, because there's a lot of miscommunication. Okay. So you want to be careful, just make sure that you are, focusing on everything. And it's going to be hard to focus for some people. Okay. That's why they're saying don't go splurging. All right. Stay off of Amazon a little bit if you can, which is kind of hard. So Mercury in retrograde is going to be starting February 17th to tomorrow to March 10th. Okay. So some people are going to definitely have some issues with that. But just be careful, you got to make sure to take some care in your decisions. Okay. Don't, try to hold yourself back. Okay. This one is in Pisces and Aquarius, so it's a little bit of confusion and feelings, as we call it. So you're going to have some unconscious thinking is the main thing, and a little bit more emotional. So I definitely want you guys to stop and think. It's also time to clean house, which means get everything in order, get rid of what you don't need. There could be a chance that an ex will come to either seek closure or try to fix things. So you need to really focus intellectually, use more in your mind and more to balance things. Don't jump to making a decision during this time frame. You may need to go ahead and take the time. Just say, I need time to think it through, and take the time to think it through. Okay, don't rush into any decisions. Don't rush into any judgments. Don't rush into anything during this time frame. So hopefully that will help you deal with it. Just be prepared for things to go wrong, because they will. Trust me, that's Mercury in retrograde. I've seen it a million times. Now, the only good news is this one is not as supposedly as bad as the other ones. But again, it's up to you how you prepare and how you handle it. All right. So I'll be doing several interactives today, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope this helps.